Marvel has made a number of missteps over the last 5 years, but it does seem the studio is attempting to right the ship and return to the good old days of MCU domination. There have been a couple of attempts toward this end, Deadpool and Wolverine and the new Daredevil series among them, but the Fantastic Four movie is the one that will really matter. This will be the bellwether for the rest of the franchise moving forward. We had a teaser trailer released for the movie. Let's discuss. First and foremost, we need to keep in mind that this is a teaser trailer. What we're looking for here is a general tone, overall look of characters, and to get some idea of how the flow of the movie will go. Initially speaking, I'll say that I was completely whelmed by this trailer. There's nothing amazing about it, but there's also nothing egregiously offensive about it either. For the current state of Marvel, I'm going to count that as a win for them. But let's dive in deeper. The movie takes place in a futurized version of the 1960s, and has many of the staples of that era, just with extra technology littered throughout. One benefit of this movie will be that it takes place in a different Earth than the mainline MCU, meaning it's not beholden to much of the decisions made in those movies. It can chart its own course. We'll see what they do with that. It also seems as though this will not be an origin story. We begin the movie with them already possessing their powers, being known and accepted by the public, and generally being okay with their current state. We'll get some flashbacks to their space adventures, but they're ditching the origin story, which I think is a good tactic for a lot of these really well-known characters like Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman. I swear if we have to see Martha Wayne's pearls break and scatter all over the pavement again, I'm going to scream. We know who these characters are. We don't need the reminders. The characters themselves look pretty good. Johnny looks to embody that impetuous streak emblematic of a hothead. Sue looks good, as does the brief glimpse of her powers. And I'm not entirely sold on Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. I don't know. I just don't look at Pascal and think, smartest man in the world. That's not to say he's not a good actor. He's played some really good parts to perfection, but he's really being pushed by Hollywood to play every part, and some of them just do not fit him. He's like the male version of Zendaya. We don't get the example of his powers, so that's something to still look forward to. But once again, I wasn't offended by his presence in the teaser. Another point for Marvel. Now the Thing. There is going to be a lot of scrutiny placed on the Thing's appearance, and rightfully so. Just in a cursory watch through, I think he looks fine. He's expressive and has believable movement. The longest bit in the trailer is a discussion between him and a robot about how much garlic should go into a dish. The joke went on a bit too long, but I get that it was part of them trying to establish the tone of the movie, so I'm okay with it. The problem is that the longest bit in the trailer was between two CGI characters, meaning that eventually you kind of space out and don't care about what's going on in the scene. I hope that's not indicative of anything in the actual film, but overall, Thing looks fine. Another point for Marvel. The big reveal, no pun intended, can be seen at the end of the teaser. We see part of Galactus standing over the Statue of Liberty, giving us a good look at the sheer scale of the villain. This is a huge, once again, no pun intended, win for Marvel, compared to the last live-action depiction of Galactus from the Fox movie where he was shown as a massive space cloud. We don't get a full look at him, but what little we're given is great. Another big, once again, no pun intended, point for Marvel. Now, there are some things we don't see in the teaser. We don't see female Silver Surfer. The decision to introduce the Silver Surfer in this continuity as the female Shala Bal version, rather than the classic male Norrin Rad version, is a big whiff for the film. Marvel is trying to turn over a new leaf and return to what made the MCU great to begin with, but they're still making decisions like this. This, quite frankly, is a dumb decision that will only cause confusion among the general public. Those that know of the Silver Surfer know of him to be like this. We'll have to see what the final product looks like, but I can't imagine the movie will be improved by this creative decision, which we all know wasn't truly a creative decision, but a political one. We also don't get any indication of the presence of Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. We know that there will be a mention of the villain somewhere, but we don't know where, when, or in what way we'll see him. All things considered, I think the teaser did what it needed to do. It introduced the characters, the general tone, and the general thrust of the conflict. There was nothing particularly offensive in the teaser, though there was also not anything to get people really excited for it either. It's almost the Marvel equivalent of the Superman teaser we received about a month ago. Nothing good, nothing bad, it just simply was. We'll have to wait a proper trailer before we can get a full grasp of what the movie might have in store for us. What do you think? Are you excited for this movie? Do you like the Fantastic Four? Do you think Marvel can right the ship with this movie? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching.